Taking risks is a prerequisite for your success. We get told by our parents, by our peers, by our friends that we should get that safe job, that we should go to university because it's safe. Just the thought of being 40, 50 years old and looking back on my life and regretting not having taken the risks to try what I truly wanted to do makes me sick to the stomach. In the end of this video, I'm going to share with you what I have done to allow myself to go all in on music without making enough money yet from it. I want to start this video off by a quote that I truly live by. It goes as follows: taking risks is the only way. Nothing happens when you're comfortable. And it is like that. If we're in our comfort zone, we ain't growing. If we're not growing, we're fucking dying. So whenever you have a decision to make, just ask yourself, are you being a pansy, wanting to be comfortable, or will you take the risk? And this is not just with music, this is with business, this is with women, this is with life in general. Taking risk will always reap higher rewards. Of course you will fall sometimes, but the rewards are fucking worth it every time. When I'm talking about risk, I don't mean going to the casino and gambling. I'm talking about taking calculated risks on yourself, betting on yourself. I mean, nothing great has ever been done without taking risks. And especially if you're under 30, what are you doing playing it safe? This is not the time to play it safe. This is the time to conquer yourself and your dreams and goals. Because when you're young, you have the energy to do it. You don't have any responsibilities. You have nothing to lose. No one has ever won big by playing it safe. If you're anything like me, then playing it safe is not an option. Like, get that out of your mind. It's not an option anymore. Risk takers win. Before we get into what I've done, let's talk about dumb responsibilities. When you're young, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, you basically don't have any responsibilities. You don't have no kids to feed. You don't have none of that shit. Don't fuck that up by accidentally getting a girl pregnant, by leasing a car, by having a long-term girlfriend. Or by getting pets. All those things are great and there for later. Right now, if you're young, they just steal your freedom. If those things are the reason for you not to pursue what you want to do, you will start hating those things later down the road because they prevented you from doing what you wanted to do. When you want to do anything else than the status quo, you need time and freedom to do that. In order for you to have enough time to build what you want to build, you need money to buy that time. Just imagine you could go in all in 1 year without having to worry about making a cent from what you're doing. So you can finally take the jump and do what you want. So here's what I did. Step 1 is defining the goal. What do you even want to achieve? For me, it's just making enough from music that I can live anywhere in the world without having to worry about money, that I can do my own things, and just overall becoming the best version that I can. Step number 2 is save up $15,000 to $20,000. I mean, don't be a bitch. Like, sleep on a couch of a friend for a couple $100, move out of your apartment, move back home with your parents, sell your PlayStation and all the shit you don't need. Don't buy any new clothes for the next year. Don't do none of that. Stop partying and wasting money on stupid stuff and you will get there. You will have the funds to bet on yourself. Third step is take time off your work. If your country is too expensive to live on 15 grand for a year, then move out to a cheaper country like Thailand, for example, which is super cheap and you still have a high quality of living. So places like those are perfect if you don't make enough money yet but want to do something on your own. And step number 4 is slave away every day and make it work. Going all in means you work 7 days a week. I'm not saying you can't take any breaks off, and sometimes you will have to recharge your mind, but generally speaking, I don't have a day where I don't work at all. It doesn't exist. Taking risks is just about getting aware of what the worst case scenario is and realizing that it isn't that bad to begin with. I mean, if you truly think it through, okay, you move out to a different country with 15k, okay, you live there, you go all in on your training, you go all in on your music, okay? What happens if you don't make a penny? You get home after 12 months, you could probably sleep on a friend's couch again, you can maybe move back in with your parents, okay? Now what? What has really changed? You're in the same place as before. You're in the exact same spot pretty much. The only difference is that you've gotten better. And it's not your money or your placements or whatever that's the compounding assets, it's yourself. Like, the work you put in builds the character, the person you want to be, who is then capable of getting those placements, capable of making the money you want to make. So the compounding assets is not the out, it's yourself. I just want to look back on my life and say that this was a life worth living. And for me, that means doing the things in the present moment that will be the most epic story in hindsight. See you tomorrow, bro.